Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, guys. Welcome. Good evening. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing tonight on this Sunday evening? Sunday, the 25th of August. Summer is going, it's going by too fast. We are almost out of it. Oh my gosh, do I see Steve? Steve's in the chat. Look at that. That's amazing. Good evening, Steve. I hope you're enjoying your job. We miss you so much. I don't know if you've heard me. I've said it a couple times. If you haven't heard, we do miss you here on the channel. And I'm gonna turn my camera on here in a minute after I'm gonna go through a little bit of Sarah Boone stuff, and then I will. But I'm gonna welcome everybody kind of into the show. So welcome in. If you're new, my name's Tanya, or Titanium Built. You can call me either or. And we're gonna talk about Sarah Boone tonight. She's a character, isn't she? She is a character. So we're gonna talk about her this evening. So if that's what you're into, I hope you stick around and you listen. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Mary Beth. Hey, Alex. Susie. Maggie's in here. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Daniel. I'm new. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm sorry I was late. Not a very good first impression. Hey, Ladybug. I had to eat. Hey, Ruby Nikki. I'm not going to lie. I was at Target too long. I went to Target and I realized 3 shirts deep that I didn't know what I went there for. Have you ever done that? You go into a store and you just start buying stuff. Hey, Tony. Hey, Mary Beth. Mary Beth again. I think I already said hi to Mary Beth probably 3 times. But I'll say it again if I need to. Welcome in, Tony. It's good to see ya. Hey, Captain. Catherine's in here. I'm sorry, I'm so slow. Hey, Steven. How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good night. Hopefully you're having a good night. It's been crazy out on these streets, Steven. I don't know if you've seen the previous lives. It's been pretty crazy. Cheryl, can you believe it? 18.1. I know, right? I convinced 18.1 people to hit that subscribe button. I couldn't believe it myself. I need to make a little post. But welcome everybody in. I just love seeing all the names. Hey, Debbie. Hey, other Debbie. Look at that, Debbie. We got 2 Debbies in here now. You guys are going to be confusing me. And hello to Steve again. And hello, Lenora. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good night. I feel like we haven't talked about true crime case in forever. I feel like Betty's taken up a lot of our time here lately, but she has been doing the mostest. So I will say I heard that she's out of the clink. So she's not there anymore. Let me turn my camera on. So she's not in the clink anymore. Someone bailed her out. I don't know who. But I got something to show you before we start. So remember like a month ago, I was telling you guys in the chat that my refrigerator, that little refrigerator I had, that it like just broke one day, just stopped working. I got 2 of them. They both decided to break on me. And I was like, thanks a lot. Did I say Nash Native? Did I say hi to you? Hello, Nash Native, if I didn't. I don't know if I did. But hello. So today I was at the store and lo and behold, I was at Target. I was in the, who knows where I'm going to end up. I was in the, I guess, refrigerator aisle. I don't know. But I got a refrigerator. So you guys, because you guys gave me donations and stuff, you guys were like, let me donate for a new fridge. And you guys were so awesome that night. I was like, I got to get this fridge because I really want it. Like, I need it. So look at the one that I got. I got a new brand. Didn't go with the same. Went with a different one. I got this one. It's really big. It doesn't look like that big on here, but it's pretty big. It has a mirror on it that lights up. You never know when you're going to need a refrigerator with a lighted mirror. But that's the one that I picked. When I get it set up, I'll take a little video or something. I'll do like a short video. But yeah. No, Nash Native, don't. Don't. Okay. So let's pull up Sarah Boone. Let's get. She's all attitude, She's all attitude. So if you guys have not heard of Sarah Boone's case, because some people haven't heard of this case, and it's kind of like, it's crazy. The classic one, you're absolutely right. It's like new appliances. Stick with the old stuff. Do you guys remember those old vacuum cleaners, the ones that they would drag behind you, and it had the big hose? Those were the best vacuum cleaners ever. I have a robot That's called her name's Biscuit. Um, I don't know what brand it is. It's like Sharp or not Sharp, I forget. I don't know. Shark, that's what it is. Okay, we got that, and then we have a, like, Samsung, like, portable one. No, nah, can't handle this mess, you know what I mean? Like, we have dogs and cats. We have a cat and 2 dogs, so I'm, like, always vacuuming. I need one of those old vacuums. I'm about to ask a Kirby guy to come over, just kidding. That's the way to do it. Classic one, especially if you can fix it, you know? That's the way to go. Okay. I'm gonna get lost in the sauce. So this is Sarah Boone. Actually, like, let me pull. I want to show you guys. I wanted to look at this myself. Um, Let me see if I can find a picture of her when she first got arrested, because she looks a lot. I think she's looks different. Her skin's gotten better. Um, I don't know how, I mean, how it has, but it has. Maybe it's that bar soap. That's not it. Let me see. Are you kidding? Did you know there's, like, I mean, there's a different Sarah Boone, and she's more known. She's more known. Um, okay, here we go. Let me put this picture up of her. Okay, so this is her, the one that you guys are looking at right now. That's her recent picture. That's probably it's this year. This is like I think this is when she got arrested. Like, doesn't her skin look different? Like, it looks better. I don't know. But Miss Sarah Boone here, she was 42 at the time. She's from Winter Park, Florida. She's being charged with second degree M for unaliving her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, which is, he's located up in the upper, middle there. Jorge was 42 at the time of his death. Sarah and Jorge were apparently enjoying a couple bottles of wine while playing games, puzzles, arts and crafts, and the most memorably, hide and seek, the hide and seek game. Jorge did not win that one. Somehow, Jorge ended up in the suitcase that Sarah admits herself, she admits this, to zipping up, but not all the way, she says. She swears that she left a finger for him to get out, finger room. She's like, I left finger room. At some point around midnight, Sarah recorded Jorge in the suitcase twice, where he was obviously not having a good time, and he was in distress. He was asking her to please let him out. Sarah is heard in the background taunting him, saying things like, this is how I feel when you choke me. That's my name. Don't wear it out, when he's saying Sarah. I mean, it's bad. She tells him to F off. So Sarah says she goes upstairs and she goes to the bedroom and she falls asleep about 30 minutes later. And then she woke up in the morning forgetting that he was still in the suitcase. And she realized then that he was, in fact, still in there dead. I don't understand it. Now, I've been looking at this and I've been wondering why she moved it. So, how she moved the suitcase in the video. And I'm really curious onto why she moved it. And what I'm thinking is, this looks like right here, this looks like the back of it. So, like, if you were to be rolling it, this would be like, towards the ground, right? And then because the zipper is down here at the floor, so that would be what's rolling behind you, like facing away from you. So what I think she was trying to do was make it seem more like he could get out, or maybe she just had to, I don't know. Like, I think that's what she was doing. Maybe she wanted someone else to find it. Maybe she was wanting her ex-husband to go in there and find him. I don't know, but she was already giving him CPR, I think, when he got there. You think that they said she pushed him down the stairs? I've heard that, but I haven't seen it, like, anywhere where I, like, can read it. Because, like, the stairs are, like, all the way on the side. So she would have had to have thrown him down the stairs and then rolled him, like, pretty far, and he would have been pretty heavy, right? Like, if you're trying to pick up, you know, 140 pounds in a suitcase and roll it over, or I guess you could use the wheels like a suitcase. Oh, really, Debbie? Is my sound cutting off for anybody else? It shouldn't be. My sound should be good to go. I never usually have sound problems. Let me know if anyone else is having problems with the sound. It might be me. I might need to talk up. I might need to speak up a little bit. But Sarah has been to different motion hearings here lately. This is her. I've zoomed in. This is her now. They her and Jorge, they had a tumultuous relationship. They had prior DVs. If you haven't been here for any of the coverage, we went over an affidavit that she was arrested and he was arrested as well, but they were both arrested, and the reasoning was they were in a fight. Jorge tried to walk up the stairs apparently. Sarah was like, "Nope, you're not going anywhere." So she started choking him, trying to. He spun around somehow and he used the heel of his foot. I'm assuming he kicked her in the eye and it left a black eye. So if you think about that case, that was back in 2018. This happened in 2020, 2 years later. She was known for wanting to, for wanting to, cut off his air. This is the second time. It's not like this was the first time this ever happened. Harlow, welcome in. I haven't seen you, it seems like, in a while. Hey, Bite. I meant to say hi to you. Hey, Groovy Nikki. I said hi to you, Groovy Nikki, but I'll say it again. Hey, Sandollar. Hey, Sharon. Welcome in, everybody that's coming in. Let us know what you think about this case. Do you want to pay back, you think? So why did she not delete the videos? Do you think she was just that drunk? And I think I've almost got it down to what she says when it's inaudible. And I mean, it is pretty inaudible, pretty much so. But tonight, I've got some new stuff for us to kind of go over. It's different. So Sarah's been to different motion hearings as it relates to her upcoming trial. She had, in quotes, a win in her hearing a few weeks ago. Well, now she, okay, so she got a win, and the reason why she got the win was because she presented why she felt like she shouldn't be in restraints during court. She said, I need to be able to be free. My hands need to be able to be free. I don't want any shackles. I need to be able to walk around the courtroom easily, just like a lawyer would, to give the, defense or you paperwork or whoever, stuff that I need to give. And they were like, okay, yeah, that's, we can do that. They sided with her. Well, in her last hearing, old Sarah here, well, I don't know what she does. I don't know why she does the things that she does. She decided to alter her jail uniform, the one that she's wearing right now, like this one here, with staples. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the outcome was. I don't know if she somehow cut the pants and did some staples and made it into a skirt, something crafty, or if she just had it stapled on the side. I don't know why. I don't know who gave her a staple gun. That's a good question there. Who the hell gave you a staple gun for you to do this? Maybe a waist closure. Maybe she was trying to, I don't know, make it look like her uniform was small. I don't know why she would do it. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. I mean, Sarah, what you doing, girl? What you doing? So, Court TV, they did a little segment. We'll watch it. It was, it's about her and going into court. It's Julia Janae. I think that's her last name. But opening statements over here with Court TV. It says, inmate behavior notes. Did I get this? I thought I did. If I didn't, they're going to talk about them anyway. Son of a gun. Maybe I exit out of those. Okay, I'll have to look for them again. But it says, inmate behavioral notes from the Orange County Jail reveal that on August 14th, when Boone last appeared in court, Boone had altered her county-issued blues with staples along the seam of her pant legs. Okay, pant leg along the seam. What are you doing? Maybe it's a fashion statement, right? I don't know. What are you doing, Sarah Boone? I hope we could see it, but I don't think we will. Because they made her take before she came into court. Darn it. Yeah, staple bedazzler. I mean, who gave her the stapler? Like, I mean, I would check into that. We need to check into the court systems there, you know what I mean, or the jailers. Like, what would you even need a staple gun for? You're not supposed to have staples. You already were in trouble for the paper and stuff that you had the staples on the paper. Oh, let me turn her up. That might help.
In Florida is accused.
Thank you guys for being here as well.
Of hiding staples in her clothes. Inmate behavior notes from the Orange County Jail in Florida reveal that when Boone appeared in court last week, that she had altered the seam of her pants. And this happened after the last hearing where she said that.
Is that hair on her neck? Like really long hair? I have the eye of an eagle. I think eagles have good eyes. Anyway, right? Hey, Ashley. You're probably the only one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't watch it. But we went through this. We've went through this 2 years in a row, haven't we? We have that. This is our second year. This might even be going into our third year talking about it. I've been on the platform for 2.
That she was
I know it's at least our second.
Model prisoner, wanted to be uncuffed. The judge granted that motion, is going to allow her to be able to move about while she's representing herself and wear a stun cuff. But now, here's the exact language in that jail note. Inmate Boone appeared for her scheduled court appearance. It was discovered by CRSO Jones that Boone had altered her county-issued blues with staples alone, but this likely is a typo, that is along the seam of her pant legs. Inmate Boone was counseled for this negative behavior and informed that her blues were considered contraband and she was issued more blues.
Okay, so contraband, is she gonna get in trouble for the contraband, or they just issued her another pair of blues and they're gonna call it a day? Are they gonna maybe tack that on to something like, the payment that she owes? Like, I don't know how much these uniforms cost. $2, 2 cents, probably. They're probably old. I mean, they recycle them, so I don't know how new it would be, but
Boone is representing herself after 8 attorneys have withdrawn from her case. She's charged in the murder
I personally think
of her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, who died after he was zipped in a suitcase by Boone. Her trial is set to begin October 7th. So this morning, we're asking, why the staples? Let's bring back in our power panel. We've got 3 former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys. Anthony Oso and David Bruno are still with us and joining us now. Matthew Mangino here as well. It's great to have you all here. And let me start with you, Matthew. Can you give any explanation as to why she may have had staples sewn into the inseam of her pants?
Maybe she was doing some tailoring of her prison garb. She didn't like the way it fit. I spent 6 years on the parole board in Pennsylvania. I observed and read about a lot of misconducts. This isn't necessarily at the top of the list of misconducts, but it certainly shows that she just has a problem with authority. She has a problem with working with people. She's been argumentative with staff. Again, another issue came up with staples on documents that she had or paper clips. We know that she's difficult.
Paper clips a lot worse, I feel like, than a staple. My opinion.
To deal with, but this further sort of exemplifies, what kind of defiant person she is in terms of her conduct.
Oh no, they were stapled in. I think they were stapled.
Anthony, I didn't know if there was perhaps some hidden meaning that I didn't know. I found out recently about paper being contraband in jails because people are cooking the drugs into paper and sending them to people behind bars and they can light it. Never knew that. Your thought?
Is that why they have the iPads, guys? So can you not send a letter anymore in the county jail? Let me know. I'm gonna look that up if not. Does anyone know that? That's weird. I understand people are cooking drugs into the paper. Okay, but what if it's like college ruled or something, I don't know.
Thoughts on the staples, if it's a big deal or if it could be a cause for security concern?
I'm with Matt on this one. I think on the scale of severity, this is less than egregious. And I think he made a good point about this is just a woman that's defiant and doesn't like order, and it kind of is in line with her inability to cooperate and work well with her attorneys. So I don't think that, while I do agree it's contraband, I don't think that there was any intent here to use it to harm somebody. And I don't know that you could do that much harm with a set of staples.
Yeah, David, I'm wondering even how she had access to a stapler. We know that also on these log notes, she was coming into the area that the jail has for her so that she can look over her documents, look at a laptop, because she's representing herself. But there may be the question for the security guards as to why she was even able to access these staples.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, let's not forget, she represents herself. We see her come into court week after week after week, asking for other benefits. I mean, recently she asked to be unhandcuffed in the courtroom. She also wants the ability to have paper, which she was given rightfully by the court so she could review her discovery. She wants the ability to access her computer 24/7, as opposed to the limited time that she has. So she's continuing to ask for things, and it's this type of behavior that the prosecutors could bring up against some of these things that she's requesting. And it's more than just staples. She actually altered her prison garb. I mean, she had to modify it in some way to hold these staples. So while I agree it's not the most egregious, one has to wonder why. And in her mind, her mind, which is obviously not operating the right way, maybe she thought she could use it to take her handcuffs off, or maybe she thought she could use to injure herself or others. Who knows why? But when she's asking for all these benefits and other things from the court, it's given the court and the prosecutor every reason to oppose things.
Interesting analysis. Let's talk about those handcuffs, because you're right. She was in that hearing asking to be uncuffed, and she said, "Judge, I'm in no way a security risk." Take a listen.
Am I, in your opinion, a flight risk or detrimental to the courtroom, and am a threat of any type of harm?
Based on what I've researched, I don't know you personally, but based on my research, I don't think it would be appropriate for you not to be in restraint.
And then what was the year, please, for the charge that was dropped with the domestic violence?
It was 2018.
2018?
Correct.
And it is now 2024. Okay.
She said that on purpose. So she said that on purpose. She said, "What year?" And he was like 2020 or whatever. I can't remember the year. And she's like, "Okay." And now, and it's 2024 now. She did that crap on purpose. She said that on purpose to try to make a statement like that was forever ago. 2018. That's when the DV was. So yeah. Also, I'm gonna rewind that back so you can hear that part. But yeah, she's trying to be slick.
And you're going solely off.
Let me.
Okay.
Did I go back no further?
And you're going solely off of what, the arrest affidavit? What is it that you're using to conclude to this? And you're going solely off of, what's the year, please, for the charge that was dropped with the domestic
I
violence?
think it was
It was
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
2018?
Correct.
And it is now 2024. Okay. And you're going solely off of what, the arrest affidavit? What is it that you're using to conclude to this occurrence that was dropped, that I would not be able to be unrestrained?
Correct. Your arrest history, the information I read, all the research that I've done, that's where I'm basing my conclusion on.
But what specifically from that 2018 charge?
The fact that you were charged with battery by strangulation, which is a violent act, is one of the reasons why I've said that I do not believe it's appropriate for you not to be in restraints.
But it was never proven, correct, because it was dropped?
It was dropped. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I love that guy. It was dropped, but doesn't mean it didn't happen. Meaning you didn't show up. Jorge didn't show up. You guys were supposed to go to court. If one of y'all didn't show up for the other, they dropped the case. And that's exactly what happened. You went in and you asked him to drop the case.
And that was a representative from the
Crazy.
correctional facility, security, who these parties and the judge are deferring to in whether or not she should be cuffed, restrained while she's representing herself. Matthew Mangino, do you think that this staple incident is going to impact the judge granting her motion to allow her to essentially be unrestrained but have that stun cuff that shouldn't be seen by the jury?
I wouldn't think, Julia, that the judge is going to change his mind based on these staples. Certainly, if there's continued defiant conduct or even worse conduct on her part while incarcerated, that might certainly have an impact on it. But she is representing herself. We know she had, 9 or 8 prior attorneys. It's difficult to write. Obviously, when you're handcuffed, you have to have some ability to move around, to access documents while a trial is going on or while you're in front of the court for a hearing. So I think it's appropriate that she had the ability to do that during the course of this representation. I think it would really handcuff her in her ability to work in the courtroom if she was restrained in some way. I'm sorry for that.
No, we understand. But you're right about the handcuffs for sure. The ankle shackles or something, that was a possibility, but the judge was going to allow her to be able to move about without that. We will see what happens. We'll, of course, keep you posted on everything that comes out of that case.
That was rude. That was rude. She just cut that off, didn't she? I'm ready for this trial. And Glowbug, I don't know if I said hi to you. I think I did. But hello, Glowbug. I love the little bugs beside your name. I think that's like the cutest. Thanks, Val. I appreciate it. And welcome in, everybody. So what we're doing is we're covering Sarah Boone's case. We've been covering it on this channel for, I don't know. I've been on the platform 2 years now, so maybe like a year or so. But we've been covering it for a little while. But she's now going towards trial. We didn't think we'd ever see this day. This case happened, this murder happened in 2020, where 42-year-old at the time, Sarah Boone, played a game of hide and go seek with her boyfriend at the time, Jorge Torres. He was 42 also. They decided to hide at the same time, hide him together. She got him into a suitcase somehow and she zipped it up and went upstairs. Pretty much, she got on the couch, sat there, made fun of the whole situation on video, 2 videos she did it. And then she went upstairs to her bedroom and fell asleep. Called it a night. Good night. Next morning, woke up, realized that he was dead. Instead of calling 911 like the normal person would, as you're trying to resuscitate him, she called her ex-husband, Brian Boone. And then he told her, hey, call the police, you dummy. So then she called the police. Tonight we're going to hear, though, I wanted to show you this video. Let me see here. It's about her brother. I found this when I was trying to look for stuff on Reddit about Sarah Boone. I was trying to find some stuff that we haven't seen or heard of before. But I thought this was pretty interesting. And it's from a YouTuber. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, Criminal Intent is her name. Criminal Intent X Katrina Marie. I'm going to put this link to the video in the chat. And then we'll play the video. But we'll pause it and everything for commentary. And I'll be putting the link to the video in the chat as we go along. But it's about her brother. And her brother's not a very good person, let's say. Not a very good person. It says, buckle up. Boone isn't the only monster in the family. So this is 10 minutes long. We'll kind of watch through this. I thought it was pretty good. It just came out 3 days ago. It has 18K views on it. Wow. Well, everyone go over there, give her a like. Oh, gotta like the video. Give her a like, give her a sub. Let me subscribe to her so I can see what she does. I'll have to look through her videos. I haven't seen them. But we'll watch this one. It's Sarah Boone Unmasked, but it's about her brother. And thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button if you appreciate the content. If you don't appreciate the content, don't hit that thumbs down. Don't you do that. Comment why. We'll persuade you. Just kidding. Just hit the like button. We love you here. Oh, and I want to tell you first also, I like this creator. She makes it sound almost like she's just kind of like, I don't know, hanging out, talking to you. It's not real formal, I feel like. And that's why I appreciated it too. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, hold on. I don't know why it does that. Sorry. It stopped sharing the audio with you guys. I've been catching it at least when it's been doing that. I don't know why it does that. It makes me so angry. All right. You didn't miss anything.
And I knew some things about them. One of them had a military background, and the other...
She's talking about Sarah Boone's brothers. So one of them has military background. That's not the one she's going to talk about, though.
Is either in jail or was in jail. But I was reading a post last night, and it piqued my curiosity. And
that's one of my favorite pictures of Sarah Boone. I love this picture. She's sad.
And I started doing a little bit more research on one of the brothers. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive on one of Sarah's brothers, because there is not just one monster in the family. So many of you are aware that she had a brother that had gone to jail, but a lot of people didn't know why and couldn't necessarily find out any more information on him. And when I was doing the deep dive on Sarah, there was one person who kept popping up in these different posts. And there was a lot of speculation of, was this her brother or were they not related? That's actually what sparked me deciding to look more into it yesterday, just because I wanted to know if it had been confirmed that he was in fact her brother. So the main issue that people couldn't figure out if it was her brother or not is because of his first name. In most things that you find online about Sarah's family, she has a brother Philip and a brother Tyler. And there was a John Tyler Paulson that kept popping up everywhere, but everyone had concluded that it probably wasn't him because the first name was John, not Tyler.
I would never conclude that. I'm sorry. I don't know why these people concluded that, because, you know, his middle name's Tyler. I'd have been like, that's him. I know so many people that go by their middle name.
I don't know if when he was growing up, he preferred the name Tyler, or if it was after legal problems that he preferred Tyler. But his name is, in fact, John Tyler Paulson. He was born November 6, 1976 in Georgia. Like his siblings, graduated from Edgewater High School in Florida. And after graduating, he went to Herbert W. Armstrong College in Oklahoma, which is a very religious college. And they say their goal is to help young men and women for worthwhile service to God and humanity. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth some, because this is where his story takes a major turn and he has serious problems. So in 1997 was the first time that he got in trouble with the law. He was 21 and he had a misdemeanor for assault. Fast forward to March 2011, and he was getting evicted from his trailer home. And we're going to read through a little bit of the letters that were sent to him and to the court. So I'm just going to summarize a lot of what the letters say. But he was getting evicted because he was disturbing the peace. There was a lot of random people always loitering outside of his mobile home. And
this was back in 2011. The park served defendant with a first notice of park rule violation. The notice cited defendants for violation of numerous park rules. Specifically, the defendants had allowed people to loiter and to congregate in and around the home, possibly engaging in criminal activity in violation of rules, and gave the rules. Allegations were made against the defendant regarding people urinating outside and being very noisy, disturbing the neighbors' peaceful enjoyment of the community. Why can't you just go to a bathroom? If you're not out in the country, like straight country, where there's no, you cannot go to the bathroom, you better just go to a bathroom. Wow. In addition, the defendant allowed accumulation of trash at the home site in violation of Rule 7.2 and had failed to trim and maintain the trees in violation of Rule 7.2.3. Wow.
And they think that had to do with drugs. So much complaining from all the neighbors, late night.
I'd say that's a fair assessment if you're urinating in the yard when you got a bathroom probably 10 feet from you.
Disturbances. He failed to trim and maintain trees and his yard. He was accumulating a lot of trash on the lawn, urinating outside so people can see. Basically just an all-around awful tenant, and his neighbors and the owners were done putting up with him. And they had to go through a bit of a process to actually get him out, but they were eventually able to evict him. 2 months later, in May 2011, he had charges of inappropriate physical things with an underage minor, showing obscene material to a minor. These charges would get...
So, lewd acts. Like, I'm going to go back and let you hear that. He, not a good guy.
11, he had charges of inappropriate physical things with an underage minor, showing obscene material to a minor. These charges would get spanned out for years, where they would add battery and a whole bunch of other charges with an underage person. He was 35 and the girl was 16. Now, it's hard to tell what exactly happened because I believe all these different charges are all regarding the same girl, but he had another report on April 6, 2012 from a police officer.
Does that look like a whole different dude to y'all? With a beard? Oh, Ken, I'm sorry. People are so mean. People are just, don't worry about people. They're just hateful. People are hateful. They are. I woke up, chipped my tooth, and I'm still here on camera, even everything. I'm like, I'm cool. I just feel like I'm talking funny. I gotta go to the dentist tomorrow morning. But this guy looks totally different. Look at this. He's scary looking to me. I don't know. He looks a little scary, but the beard don't look as scary, I think. But oh man,
sir. And that officer said that the girl was still living there. So I don't know if, he was fighting charges and she said she left, but she didn't. But the girl was still living there. And they had been boyfriend and girlfriend, but broke up. And after she left and they were broken up, she started dating other people, and he became jealous and would send her threatening messages, and was even starting to follow her. So stalking was added as a charge to him as well. He would also use the Bible to threaten her bodily harm. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The girl began to be so afraid that she says she started sleeping with a knife underneath her pillow. And she and specific friends up until that point were afraid to come forward because they were positive that he was going to somehow harm them. She also confirms that they had been doing hard drugs. So the eviction and citing that possibility drugs outside the home was accurate. So with all these different charges and things going on in between 2011 and 2012, I'm going to show you a bit of his Facebook profile because he seriously seems unhinged. I would like to say maybe it's just drugs, but I think that he may have something a little loose in his head. He has a decent amount of friends on here, but if you go through, it's not either real people or anyone he actually knows. He writes posts and you see that there will either be a like or a reply. It is only him. He replies to himself and he likes his own posts. It's just so strange, so odd. I'm going to read this one because I just thought this was super weird. April 10th, 2012. I love my beautiful baby bunny. She is so sweet and nice to me. We fight sometimes and say cruel, hurtful things to each other, but we always forgive each other. I am very blessed and fortunate to have such an extraordinary woman take care of me and see to my needs.
Okay. So I looked him up. This is him right here. Who the hell's calling who a baby bunny? If anybody, if Vincent said, "Hey, baby bunny," I would be like, "What?" I don't know. That's just weird to me. It's weird. So he's calling it. So this is Sarah Boone's brother, and he's all about the young women. Like I'm talking about the kids, the minors. He's a pedo. But he says this is back when all this is going on. So back in April 2012, I'm sorry. It says, I love my beautiful baby bunny. She is too sweet and nice to me. We fight sometimes and say cruel, hurtful things to each other, but we always forgive each other. I am very blessed and fortunate to have such an extraordinary woman to take care of me and see to my needs. That's gross. If Vincent ever put this on his Facebook, he don't have Facebook, but if he had one and he ever put this on there, I'd be like, get that off there right now. Rip that off of there. And I do snail mucin. I do it under my eyes. I do it on my face. I do a combination. I do, I got the underneath the eye things, the forehead patches. I live by snail mucin. Check out my TikTok. I did a TikTok on it. I do weird TikToks. So it says here that he commented to himself. Psych. I don't know what FOS stands for. What does that mean? FOS. I know POS means piece of shit. But you know what FOS means? I'm so glad you do, Captain. Yeah, he comments on his own post. Yeah, he's hanging out there. Yeah. Oh, let me show the comment. Sorry. Full of shit. That's what it is. Full of shit, piece of shit, I guess. Man, y'all are good. Y'all are good. You guys are better than me. I don't know these things. I even looked it up and it didn't give me nothing. You guys are so good. You guys are good. Okay, that's just very funny to me because I even looked it up. Okay.
He left himself a comment. Psych. I mean,
I think this girl's funny.
It's just very strange. And once again, so let's see, this is 2012. He's 36, making these weird posts, writing these weird things. Here's another one. Me and Bunny are back together where we belong. He replied, you can't love something that doesn't love you back. And then he liked his reply. It's just very strange.
He liked his own reply.
So then as all these different legal and court dates are happening and things are being turned into the court to go through and everything, 2013, they actually made him do a competency hearing and make him take a test to see if he was even mentally fit to withstand any of the charges that were being brought to him, which after looking at his Facebook, I would say there's a good chance no, but evidently he did pass. He did go to jail. I haven't been able to figure out exactly how.
That's because the Boone family, they are crazy, but it like checks in and checks out with them. I don't know what it is. Like Sarah Boone can be rational sometimes, I feel like, but then other times she's just so irrational. And said, what are you thinking, Sarah Boone? You know what I mean? Like if she has a pen and paper, she can come up with something. She's pretty like artsy and gifted it with her words and stuff. Give her a thesaurus, she's good to go. Dictionary, even better. Guess her brother's kind of the same way.
How long he was in jail. But we do know. So
I do Botox if that's what you're talking about. It's the best thing that's ever happened.
He ended up going to jail for his crimes on June 18th, 2021, which I feel like is way too long of a time that he should have been in jail a lot sooner than that. And I guess technically he could have been and bonded out, but he definitely seems like somebody who is not safe for society to be around. And he is released right now. He's out on bond. He has to register with the state wherever he lives. He can't, live close to a school, and people will.
He is registered S offender. Her brother, John Tyler Paulson.
Have to be able to look up to see like who their neighbors are, and he's listed as an underage offender. His most recent update in his address was from this year on May 1st. I didn't go through the process. You can for free sign up for the website and actually be able to see where his current address is, and it will keep track, which is nice because for the people who are in serious harm's way, needing to know where certain people are and keep tabs on them is important. But I decided I didn't even really want.
If you ever look up like the S offender list, like in your area, that you can do it. Like you can put your address in and it'll tell you where they're registered at and where they live. And you can see that for free. And that it is terrifying to look at. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at that before. It's terrifying.
Want to go too far into that because this entire thing makes me so sad. So yeah, I reflect on where Sarah Boone is at and where her brother is at, and I just wonder how two people could be so screwed up mentally. I'm still going to stick to not diving into Sarah's other brother because my gosh, I was saying I think he's doing just fine. And, like I said, he had military background. He seems to be thriving. And
well, that's at least one of the brothers are, not this one though. Not this one. So maybe they can share a cell. That's crazy. Oh, thanks, Josh. I watch both channels when I'm over here. I'm just reading the chat. Oh gosh, don't talk about it. Nash Native. I just heard what you said. Sounds like Rice Krispies. Are you talking about when in your hair? I tell Vincent, I'm like, you don't understand. You don't understand about it though. I'm sorry to take a little detour, but when I do have to get Botox, I get it every few months. I get it all in my head. And then I get it a bunch back here on the right side because that's where I get like most of my migraines start. I should start getting that in my forehead because, they get the extra in the forehead. You're getting older. But yeah, it's not a good sound. Just don't think about it. Just talk to your doctor. If you guys are ever like nervous, just breathe and talk to your doctor. Just keep talking. That's what I do. Really, I just keep on talking. I'm like, just keep talking to me and I won't think about it. Mary Beth, me too. My babies are my dogs and they're not in here. I feel weird that they're not in here. I feel like they need me. Oh, look, my sound came out again or went out. So let me stop the screen. So this is it up? It says, okay, let me make sure. Actually, let me do it one more time. For good measure. Okay. Should be fine. I don't know why StreamYard's been doing that. It's been very weird lately. But I wanted us to listen to this. I think I've listened to this once before. I don't remember if it was on the channel that we listened to it together or if I listened to it, off on by myself. But it's been a long time and I cannot remember any of it. I think this was the channel. No, this wasn't it. There was one here. I'll have to find it. That was like Sarah Boone galore. Like everything was Sarah Boone, and it was it looked like a good channel. I'll have to look for it for you guys. Let me exit out some of this. So, okay, we'll go through this interview here, and we'll see how slow they are. We may speed it up a little bit. This is Deep Dive True Crime. Actually, let me get this link for you. Let me get the link that we just did. Okay, so this is going to be the link for the video that we just went over. If anyone wants to go over there, give it a like, give it a share, give it a comment. Every little bit counts when it comes to, us creators. And then this is going to be Deep Dive True Crime. And we'll kind of like talk through this, and we'll listen to the interview. This is going to be with Brian Boone. So this is Sarah's ex-husband. He arrived at the scene of the crime that day. So Sarah Boone comes downstairs, realizes Jorge's in the suitcase, unresponsive. She calls her ex-husband. He tells her, call the police. I'm on my way. I forget how he lived like right down the road. Under 10 minutes to get there. He gets there. He doesn't go inside the home completely. He says like he's mostly like in the entryway. I think he doesn't even really hit the entryway. And this is going to be his side of that whole interaction. So we've watched the interaction with Sarah Boone and the cops outside when she's drinking out of the water spigot. She's asking for the Dr. Pepper. She's like, it's right inside. I mean, like there's an unalived body in there and you want your Dr. Pepper. Asking for her cigarettes. She's like, oh, they're on the back, back ledge. I mean, I understand she probably wanted to smoke. She's doing all the things. She was doing a lot of the things. So he talked to the cops as well. Like, as she's talking to them, he's talking to them. So we're going to hear his side. And a lot of it, I think, is like, body cam. So it's kind of like just like facing on him. And then, oh, look, it does have Sarah in there. So we'll listen to a little bit of both.
The time dash.
Okay, sorry.
Today's date is February 24th, 2020. The time now is approximately 15:25 hours. This is in reference to
I think it might just be audio.
Orange County case number 20-017904. I am currently located in my unmarked agency vehicle in front of 4748 France Lane, apartment number
So this is going to be the detective and Brian.
3 in Winter Park, Florida. Also in the car with me is my partner,
Scott Lowen, Detective of the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
And your name, sir?
Brian, 75.
Okay. So, Brian, to my understanding, you were called over here. So can you just take me back to this morning and your involvement with Sarah, which is your ex-wife?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes. We've been divorced about a year and a half.
Okay.
I started calling her probably 10:30 or so. It's her day to pick up the kid, but it doesn't always happen. 1 or 2 days a week, maybe she gets him.
Out of the 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And what do you like every other day you're supposed to?
Well, we're supposed to. She's Monday, Tuesday. I'm Wednesday, Thursday, and then we alternate Friday through Sunday. Is how it's supposed to. I was actually my lawyer back a couple of weeks ago because I was looking to get it changed because she can never stick to it. There's always some reason why. So it's general that I start.
There's always a reason why she can't come get her kid.
Calling her around to find out if she's actually going to get him, even though yesterday she told me she would. So I started calling her about 10:30. Never got any answer until so I finally got a hold of her at 12:49.
And did she call you or you call her?
No, I called her. I called her at 11:25. I did that twice. I always call twice because generally she's asleep or whatever. And then I called her 2 more times at 12:21, and then I called her again at 12:49, and that's when she answered.
Okay.
Freaking out, saying that George was dead, and could I please come over? So I told her, you need to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
And went and got my dog in his crate and everything.
He's probably thinking, holy hell. Holy hell.
And started heading over here. She called me again at 12:54 asking if I was going to be coming over, if I'd left yet. And I told her I had already left. I was going to be there in a couple minutes. So I got here, knocked on the door, walked in just right in the front entrance area. Told her once again, you need to call the police.
Good night, Lenora.
Was she on the phone with anyone when
Not
you
yet.
saw her?
Not yet.
Okay.
She was shaking and she was trying to get herself something to drink because she was just like freaking out. So that's when she got on the phone and called. And I said, I'm going outside because I don't really want to be.
She was trying to get herself something to drink. You saw how close the kitchen was to the suitcase. It was like right there beside it. Holy camole, really, Sarah Boone.
In here right now. So I came outside and I sat in my car until people showed up, and
Okay.
it's kind of where we've gone from there. So
Okay. So you called her about 5 or 6 times before she answered.
yeah, which completely normal.
Normal to you. Okay. The rotation real quick. So Monday, Tuesday, she'll have them. Wednesday, Thursday, you'll have them, and then you rotate each weekend.
Yeah, well,
Like it's every other weekend.
how it's supposed to work. Generally, it's 1 or 2 times, maybe a week. I think she had him last Tuesday was the last time he was actually over here.
And spent the night.
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably another week before that.
What's your son's name?
Lucas. Lukas.
L-U-K. And Boone.
Yeah.
You think he stayed here last Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was last Tuesday.
Was well then. Okay, so you technically have him more than she does. Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, that's why I said I was.
So even though that's how it's supposed to be, you still have him.
Yeah, it's not a good day. George is in a bad mood or whatever else reason. I think sometimes just she wants to stay up and drink and can't really do that if she's got to wake up and take him to school the next day.
Right.
Any number of different reasons. So.
Okay.
Brian's being for real. He's just being real here. Sarah Boone apparently had a drinking problem. She didn't have just a glass of wine. Two. She said a bottle, so they had 2 each. No. Maybe a box.
How long have you known Sarah?
Since, let's see here, I was probably 23 or so when we met.
Oh, wow.
Something like that.
Since you were 23?
Yeah. So probably, 20 years.
Oh, my. Imagine being 23. Oh, my. Thank you, Jesus, for not doing that to me. You guys some of y'all are probably like that. Like, imagine being 23, you meet a guy, let's say they meet at the bar, have a couple brewskis, all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, you're pregnant. 20 years down the line, you're still dealing with the BS, and they call you and they say, hey, my partner's unalived in a suitcase. Betty got out. Yeah, someone bailed her out. I don't know who did. Probably Tony.
Probably did.
If Tony did, if I was Tony's wife, I'd be divorcing him. I'd be so mad.
Did it for quite a while. And then got married, whatever it was, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. Well, I guess 12, 13 years ago before the divorce. So I guess like 14, 15 ago, something like that, maybe.
Okay. What can you tell me about her?
I don't, she's generally not, she can get a bit violent when she drinks. Not to this kind of extent. I don't know what happened exactly.
Right. No, I'm just looking for you.
But that was part of it. The alcohol has gotten worse and worse and worse over the years. That's one of the main reasons why I divorced her. I just couldn't deal with it. It got to the point where, on weekdays she'd go out, and I guess the George person is one of the people she had met, because I separated at one point, went over to my parents' house to live for a few months, and I guess she met him over at the pool place or something like that. But I'd come back and we were in therapy trying to work it out, and on a weeknight when he's got school the next day, I've got work the next day. She was out till 3 o'clock in the morning when the bar closes, and she'd bring people back over on the back porch. One time some random person walked in my house and started screaming for Sarah at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when we're trying to sleep. I just couldn't get over it.
So do you still live here?
Someone's out there screaming for Sarah.
No. I bought her out of our house.
Okay.
I bought her out of our house.
I was going to just sell it and move because I kind of want to go back to College Park, which is where I'm from. But I thought it would be maybe easier for Lucas if I just bought her out and kept that house. So he had a little bit of continuancy, kind of.
Understandable.
So that's what I ended up doing. And then she moved right down the street here. So.
And how long would you say the alcoholism has been a part of her life?
Well, I mean, it's always been a part of her life. It seemed to have gotten worse and worse. I think more or less kind of since we had Lucas. And I think a lot of it was the fact that she kind of, I guess, maybe felt trapped or something.
Okay.
That, I mean, before that, I mean, whenever she wanted, you're outside having a drink. Oh, I want to go play pool. You go over across the street, you play pool for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore when she got a kid.
Right.
So.
How old's your son?
He is 9. So, but I mean, she started just getting really angry when she drank a lot. She said last night she fell asleep. There were plenty of times where she just basically passed out from drinking. So,
so you've witnessed her pass out from drinking?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And
passed out from drinking, and you can tell she's drunk on that video. She says some words you can't even understand them what they are. Now, I don't know how drunk you'd have to be though to do that. Yeah, no, there's no way.
When she passes out, is she like out cold?
Oh, she's out.
Like how difficult would it be to like wake her?
Well, I mean, if I were to like shake her or something, I could probably wake her up. But me making a phone call or noise probably wouldn't do it.
Okay. And would she be like in the middle of doing something and just like out cold, or would she go to bed?
Yeah,
and
it would be
out cold?
Yeah, she wouldn't like fall over or anything. It'd be more of a lay down and then she's just out.
Right. Okay. What do you know about her and George's relationship, if anything?
It was. I mean, I think she had him arrested like 5 or 6 times for domestic violence. I mean, he's stuck a steak knife in the back of her leg one time.
Okay. He's been arrested. So has he always been the one that gets arrested, or has she ever?
She was also one of the times. One of the times, both of them were arrested. But all the others.
That was the last time.
The very next day, she's in there trying to get it bailed out. So I don't know. Basically, they get drunk, they get in a fight.
Oopsie, that's true. I think he was arrested 4 times. She was arrested 1 time with him, and then she would always not go to court, and she would go and bail him out every time.
Gets upset. She calls the cops. I mean, granted, I saw lots of black eyes, bruises
on her.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, there definitely was. Now,
would you see George as much as you would see him or her?
I hardly ever saw him.
You hardly.
I honestly, I didn't like being around either one of them.
Right.
To be honest, and him more so. So. Why's that? Just I don't know. It's my ex-wife. She made me really mad with everything. How the whole divorce went down, and just the way she acted and the way she changed and the way they both are. I mean, what it's done to Lucas and everything else. He's nobody I cared to see. Let me put it that way. I mean,
he's a bad influence.
It's not like I really went out.
He's saying he's a bad influence, and he really doesn't want him around his son. I let your thing go through, Mary Beth. It should have let your message go through.
My way to it's just.
When you guys do drop-offs or anything, is it always through the school, or would you have to come here and see them, or no?
No, it's pretty much always during the school. Now sometimes she would come over or something like that. Sometimes he would be driving, but he would just stay in the car. She would come in, so I really wouldn't see him.
So it's not like you have conversations with George. Okay.
No, maybe a few times when they've drunkenly called me at night because she was telling me she needed to escape because of whatever's going on, or she's put him on the phone. I don't know.
When's the last incident that you recall of there being a domestic dispute between her and George?
She told me a week ago she had to escape from the house and wanted me to come pick her up. I told her I wasn't going to because I'm just tired of it happening. I mean, it was midnight. Child's trying to sleep, and just honestly, I don't always believe her when she said these things were going on. And
she called you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and apparently she went back inside and slept well. Fine mood the next day. I guess didn't really remember calling me, so I don't know if it was just she wanted to come over to. I don't know. She keeps on trying to come over to hang out or something like that, or she'll come over to spend time with Lucas rather than actually just having him over here like she's supposed to. But she wants to come over there and play with him. And so I'm not sure how real that was. Last time I know there was an actual physical conversation. It's probably been a little while because this last time George got arrested, I know he was on pre-trial, whatever, something. I don't know. He had a parole officer. He had a domestic violence class. He's like.
So that's the last time. Basically, the last time he was arrested was the last physical altercation that you recall.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I think so.
And you have any idea what year or month that may have been?
So that's weird because it was dropped. The cop even says that in the video that we watched prior, you know, where she's in court. The cop said it was dropped, the charge in 2018. But why? So why would he have to take domestic violence classes and stuff?
Like a few months, maybe?
A few months ago?
Yeah, something like that, maybe. I don't think it was incredibly long.
Okay. Like around the holidays of last year, before the holidays?
I think it was probably before the holidays. I'm trying to remember.
Okay.
Because oddly enough, there was like a 3-week period where she actually had Lucas all the time she was supposed to because he was in jail for a month or something like that.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't let him out.
Yeah. And you said when she drinks that she can get physically aggressive.
She can. I mean, she did it to me a lot where she'd hit me and stuff like that. I mean, she's tiny.
Yeah. What do you mean hit though? Like open hand smack you or like try to punch you?
Yeah, she'd punch me. I mean, more arms. She many times would use her claws. I mean, I had scratches on my neck at times, on my arms. I mean, things like that where she'd dig with her claws. Okay. I never got that drunk and I had restraint. I never touched her back. I think George didn't have that restraint, and at times he would hurt her back. So for all I know, all the times he got arrested, she started it. I don't know. I wasn't there, so but I know she could get violent at times.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. It wasn't anything too. I don't know. Too much. I mean, just.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't feel like she was a huge threat. I'm assuming, right? No. Yeah. Like you could handle yourself.
Yes.
He's been.
Does she drink daily?
I think pretty.
She got him worked up. I mean, she groomed that guy or something.
Much.
Okay. And do you know like her drink of choice?
Like she hits me, but it doesn't hurt. She hits me, but you know, she's small.
Oh, that would be vodka.
Vodka.
Or wine, but vodka is the big one.
And does she or
I wonder what kind. One, you know, like the cheap gas station kind. What's that kind called? Oh, I can't really think of the name right now, but y'all remember it. It's the gas station vodka with that. You can get the handle for like $4.99. It's got like a German name. I don't even know. It's not German, but I don't think it's German. Russian, probably. Russian, yeah, it's a Russian name, I think. I'm about to look it up. Is that what it is? It's like real cheap. My mom used to like it. Oh my God, it's so awful. It makes me. I'm like I can't handle life. Like I want the cheapest of the cheap. Is this it? No. Man, I know it's like it's so bad. I feel like I'm gonna get sick just thinking of it. My mom, I took a sip one time. All you need is a sip. Give this to your kids. They'll never drink alcohol ever again in their life. Ever. There it is right here. I can't say the name. Hold on. Let me blow up the image. Kamchatka. This. Sorry, we had to take a detour there, but this is important. No, Sveka and all those. Stoli. Oh no, Stoli is like pure gold compared to stuff. This is like rubbing alcohol. It tastes like, or alcohol, like alcohol, like that you go and you buy like the 91% at the store to clean things. That's what this tastes like. It is rough. Yeah, like rum. It's called like Kamchakas. I forget. If you want to quit drinking, get a bottle of this. You'll never want to drink again. Sorry, I didn't interrupt us with that, but my mom's 60th birthday, she was like, just take a drink, just take one. I was like, okay. I was drinking something else back when I did, drink. I just don't drink now because it just makes the thought of it makes me feel sick. I don't know why, it just does. And I took a drink of that. See you later. Oh, it was so gross.
George have a job?
No. She hasn't worked for over 2 years. Well, I guess you could maybe call when he's got a job.
She's drinking kamchatka then.
He worked at the Ace Hardware up across the street here,
Okay.
which is now going out of business.
Okay.
He kind of off and on worked there. When he did work, it was 15, 20 hours a week, something like that. I mean, my alimony and stuff basically pays for where they live. So, I mean, they didn't need a ton, but, I mean, she was always calling to borrow money.
I'm making the Sarah Boone face because what? She got alimony? What does he do?
Man. But yeah, it's been like 2 years since she got a job. She keeps on telling me she's looking. She's always finding the good opportunities and everything, but...
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to take it?
It's my dad. Just
Sure,
one second.
yeah.
Hey. Well, just wait. I'm talking with the detectives right now, and I should be heading out here soon. Someone come get him, okay? Is John out? Oh, okay. Is he awake? Okay, good. Okay, well, I should be up there very soon. Okay, bye. Sorry.
Okay. We were just on the phone with someone. Okay. When you came over here, I know you said that she called you freaking out saying he was dead. Did she give you any more, like, did you ask why or how?
She told me that they were playing last night or something, and he got in the suitcase and she fell asleep.
Okay.
That's all she told me, so I don't know anything beyond that.
Okay.
And I really didn't talk to her much because I came inside. I told her you need to call the police, and then I came back out, and I think she went on the back porch to smoke a cigarette, so I didn't even really talk with her much.
Oh, like she was going outside. Did you see her take a cigarette?
Yeah, she was going outside with well, I also know when the cops showed up, she kept on telling them she had a cigarette burning out there, and she needed to go put it out.
Okay.
But they were keeping her away from stuff like that.
Wait, did he say that she just walked away from Jorge? Wasn't she supposed to be on the phone with police doing CPR? Let's hear that again.
Porch to smoke a cigarette, so I didn't.
Okay.
And he got in the suitcase, and she fell asleep.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all she told me, so I don't know anything beyond that.
Okay.
And I really didn't talk to her much because I came inside. I told her you need to call the police, and then I came back out.
I came inside. I told her you need to call the police. So obviously he saw Jorge. When he said in the other interview with Sarah Boone on her side, he says that he never saw Jorge. He barely stepped into the home.
I think she went on the back porch to smoke a cigarette, so I didn't even really talk with her much.
Oh, like she was going outside. Did you see her take a cigarette?
Yeah, she was going outside with well, I also know when the cops showed up, she kept on telling them she had a cigarette burning out there and she needed to go put it out.
Okay.
But they were keeping her away from stuff, I guess.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I understand you need to smoke a cigarette. Why didn't you go out front? Why are you hiding it in a way? But
yeah, she wanted me to come back there with her. I was like, I'm going out here. I don't really want to be in here, so.
Right.
I'm sorry. You're comfortable enough to tell your ex-husband, just come back here with me. Just come past the dead body that I pulled out of the suitcase. So it's in the middle of the floor at this point, right? The body is out of the suitcase because she pulled it out to resuscitate. And she's telling her ex-husband just to come through, just step over him. He's fine. I'm going to worry about him in 10 minutes. I want to smoke first. Oh my gosh. Whiskey and water. Ladybug, that's a very smart. My friends used to do that with vodka, so they would be hydrated while they were drinking. I guess it worked. They always never had hangovers.
And
my mom used to, she never really drank vodka until she got like older, like the last few years that she was, alive, but she would drink vodka every once in a while. And it was like, Mom, why do you get the cheapest vodka in the world? Then if we bought her expensive vodka, like really nice vodka, we would bring her and she would drink it and she'd be like, this tastes like crap. And she'd go back to the other one. Classy lady she was. No, she was very classy.
That's when she went to call 911.
Well, she called 911 while I was in there. I was standing right in the foyer area.
Okay.
And I mean, it was apparently a pretty quick conversation, and that's when she started to go that way. And I just told her I'm going out front. So.
Okay. Okay. So they were playing, and she went upstairs and went to bed.
I don't know where she went. She just told me she went to sleep.
Or she went to sleep. Okay. You don't know where.
I don't know where.
You didn't ask more questions.
I didn't ask more questions. I leave that to you guys.
No problem.
Hey, I'll let you know when I'm done talking to these guys, okay? Hello? That's okay. All right. Never mind. Okay, bye. I'll call you when I'm leaving.
Oh, that's the same thing as Jules is. That's the same music that Jules uses. Do you hear it? Jules of all trades. Am I going nuts? Okay, that's weird. She hasn't even covered this case. This is like, that's crazy.
Well, I was in the foyer.
I knew the music as soon as it came on. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so how somebody look in the live, if anyone ever goes to Jules's page, like just clip, like, I don't know, clip this part or something, or tell her, be like, I don't know, like we're 1 hour, 18 minutes in. I need a pen. Okay, I'll have to do that. I have to grab a pen. That's crazy. Because she hasn't even covered this case. So it's not like this girl or whoever made this video like chopped hers into here. Do you know what I mean? Because she didn't cover Sarah Boone.
Not today. Oh, other than before today?
Oh, wait. But she did say that there was a song that she had to take out of her videos because of it being copyright or something. I wonder if that was it.
I'm trying to remember if I've been in there. I haven't even really been over here lately.
So it's been a long time.
It's probably been at least weeks, maybe.
Does Lucas play baseball or anything yet?
We've tried to get him into sports. He's not a big sports person, really.
Did you ever play baseball?
He didn't play baseball. Well, I mean, I had him like a t-ball set and stuff like that, and we'd play catch.
Like a plastic t-ball set, or what kind of equipment did you have?
Oh, no, this is when he was like 3 years old. It was a little plastic thing I had in the backyard.
Did you ever buy him any baseball bats or anything?
I bought one for over here that Sarah said for Lucas and George to like play with or something. That was like a year ago or something, maybe.
What kind of bat was it? Was it a wood bat?
Yeah, it was a wooden bat. Like I think it was like a junior size thingy. I don't know. It's something that I looked like kind of for his height or something, I think.
All right.
Sure. Would you mind if I took a picture of your call log to show
Sure.
that you've all the
Do you just want to
attempts?
see hers, or like zoomed in on hers so you can see all those?
Yeah, that's perfect. So I'd say
This picture of Sarah Boone's cracking me up.
starting from today. I know her phone.
Did you text with her at all today?
Not today. I don't think I did today at all. Sorry.
Just the phone call.
That was last night. She was drunkenly texting me.
Last night?
Yeah.
What time?
That was 11 o'clock at night. I think that was.
What? What do you mean? She was at 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's when the video is made with Jorge in the suitcase. So how is she? Yeah, badger witness. So how is she? Okay. I'm gonna have to go back to that other video. Let's
texting me.
And the way he giggles about it, right? Like it's almost like he was happy that she did that. I'm grabbing a pen. I don't know why I have them on this side of the room, but I do. That's very strange. Okay, that's very strange. Okay, I need my notebook, y'all. I need her like a post-it note. Get a girl piece of paper. I've got a book right here. I could write one. Because I just want to I want to get a timeline going. I did a timeline for you guys, but we've already went over it. But it's just a basic timeline. I want to get like to the minutes, you know what I mean? Down to the hours here. Oops.
That was last night. She was drunkenly texting me.
Last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 11 o'clock at night. I think that.
Let's say it was Sunday. Does it say?
Oh, that's Saturday. Never mind.
Saturday.
That was Saturday night when I was watching the baseball game.
Okay.
Yesterday was just
For nothing.
when she said her account was in the negative, so I transferred her a little bit of money to get her out of the negative.
She sent you. Oh, that was the morning. Okay, so she thanked you
Oh, Brian, you're getting played.
at 11:56 that morning.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What's the last thank you? What time? Okay, so just a few
Yeah,
times.
and then that one at 12:01.
12:01.
So afternoon, Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the calls. Do you need like?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yep, I'll start from the top where it has her information. Go ahead. You can scroll down.
Yeah.
That's fine. Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much.
I mean, I don't know. I would guess he kind of likes her a little bit still if he's giving her money. You know, getting her out of the negative. This is his ex. I mean, baby's mom, but I mean, he ain't got to do that. Maybe.
Okay. Has Lucas ever told you anything about her, like witnessing anything between her and George?
He's heard arguments and things like that.
Okay.
He's not a big fan of staying over here, honestly.
Okay.
Just because they get in arguments and stuff like that. I don't think they've ever had a physical fight in front of him.
Okay.
But I know there's been arguments he's told me about.
Okay.
There's been times where I think things were starting to get to that point, and she has called me to come pick him up.
Okay.
And bring him back over to my house. So
yeah. Okay.
She's generally pretty good about having me come get him which leads to me not having a wife because I can't ever do anything.
Right.
So I can't go anywhere because I'm too worried about something happening and me having to be over here quickly.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's trying to play the good guy card or something. I don't know. That's weird. I can't go do anything because I'm afraid I'm about to come over here quickly. Like he knew something was going to happen.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, do you know if she's ever had any issues with drugs in the past?
To my knowledge, she's never really been a drug person. She's big on alcohol, but I don't think she's ever done. I mean, I think she told me like one time, like back before we got divorced, that at I don't know, this bar thing over there across the street near the Walgreens, whatever it's called.
Okay.
I don't remember, but somebody gave her a little bit of cocaine, like 2 years ago or something like that. But I've never known her to do drugs.
What about George?
No clue whatsoever. That
She's never complained to you.
No. That's not to say these things don't happen, because I try to keep myself out of and away from them in general. But
right.
Which vehicle is yours?
The Prius right up here.
In front of us.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
That is what I got sent. I know it looks like a vanity thing. No, that's just this last time they I guess sent me a new plate and that's what was on it.
Awesome. So you can make that up whatever you want it to be.
I could.
Tell them it's for racing. You're gonna.
Yeah, I know you're racing.
Yes, racing in my Prius.
I'm not saying you win. I'm just saying you race.
Oh man. Okay. Anything else, Scott?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else that you think is important for us to know that we have not asked you about either George or Sarah?
I don't think so.
When I mean, you guys have been separated for what do you say, 5?
We've been divorced about a year and a half. We were separated a good 8 months before that or so. And we'd been separated one other time before that, before we got back together and we're trying to do therapy, which didn't work at all. So
how long has she been living in this apartment?
Ever since we got divorced. So
a year and a half ago?
No, longer than that then. Because I took over the house. I moved in there and she moved here. Because I told her I was buying her out of the house. So I guess it has been longer than that. I think she just said she renewed, so maybe just past 2 years.
Okay.
That may be right.
I think she said she's been here like 4 years.
No, she's been with George. I don't remember what she said.
Yeah, she was with George before we were divorced. So
yeah. Okay. And anytime that that you recall when you
So we just got a taste there. Yeah. So apparently she cheated on Brian, the ex, with Jorge. Left. I mean, I'm just going to say how I see it. That Jorge and her had some problems together. 4 arrests for domestic violence is a lot. That's just the times they called the police. It's kind of like she left the safe bet, the good guy. Brian for the not so great person. You know what I mean? Like just maybe like she was going on. She thought she was like in love or something. No, lady, you weren't.
You guys were together, and she would be drunk. Did she always like resort to getting angry? Like, is she an angry drunk, or would she like?
Her main problem is she can't stop.
Okay.
I mean, she can't go out and have a glass of wine with dinner.
Right.
That's not a thing she can do, because once she starts drinking, she will continue drinking basically until she out. Yeah.
But if she were to be drunk, would she like want to play games with you? Like, did you guys?
Oh, there's a really good period where she is very good, but then she drinks past that and she gets into the angry bits.
Okay.
Oh, angry drunk. Angry drunk. Oh.
Okay. Okay. Can you just raise your right hand for me? Do you promise and swear everything we've talked about has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This ends our recording 15:52 hours. Today's date is March 1st, 2020. The time now is approximately 16:41 hours. This is in reference to Orange County case number 20-017904. I am on the phone with, can you state your name, sir?
Brian Boone.
And I have a couple follow-up questions that I wanted to ask Brian Boone in reference to this case. Brian, just give me your date of birth for me. Okay. And do you promise and swear everything we're going to talk about is going to be true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. So we had a conversation about the incident and your involvement a few days ago, earlier this week, I believe on Tuesday. And after looking through Sarah's...
So about to say this, I think this is after they talked to Sarah. Let's see.
Call logs, I noticed that she called you on February 23rd, which would be the Sunday night at around 23:46 hours, and that's military time, but in normal time, that's 11:46 hours. Do you recall that phone call?
I do, well, somewhat. I was asleep when she called.
Brian. Oh, Brian, did you you forgot, but now you remember when they're asking you? Brian, I don't like this, Brian. They talked at 11:46 p.m. the night Jorge died. Right before the video. Wow.
That's 11:46 hours. Do you recall that phone call?
I do, well, somewhat. I was asleep when she called.
Sleep talking.
So she woke me up. I was half asleep when I was talking to her. She did sound very inebriated.
Okay.
I don't remember what all she said. I'm kind of used to her calling drunk late at night and things like that, so it didn't faze me as anything out of the ordinary. I basically just kind of got her off the phone and told her I'm going back to sleep and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. You said that she sounded inebriated, like she was drunk?
Yeah, I mean, she didn't sound like... It's hard. I was half asleep at the time. I don't think I remember hearing anything bad in the background or anything that would have caused me concern, but I don't really remember it that well.
Okay. But she was under the influence of alcohol based off of your knowledge of just knowing her and knowing when she's not under the influence.
Yeah. As soon as I heard her start talking, I almost kind of just zoned out away from it because she just says all kinds of nonsense when she does this late at night, and I was trying to get her off the phone so I could go back to sleep. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm on the phone right now. You can get yourself right off. Get yourself right off. Your pajamas are right here, okay? Hold on, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm sorry.
okay.
Go ahead.
It's okay. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember her saying anything specifically about George?
I don't think so. I don't really remember. I really don't remember much of the conversation, honestly.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, and the phone conversation lasted for a little over 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken?
May have been, yeah.
Okay. And you said that it's kind of normal for her to call you late at night or just kind of whenever she's under the influence and she's kind of just babbling on and you have to try and get her off the phone.
Yeah,
If you don't
it's a thing that happens.
Okay. Okay, so you can't remember anything specific about what she may or may not have said, but she did sound inebriated. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
And you couldn't hear anything in the background?
Not that.
As far as like arguing or yelling or anything like that, you couldn't hear any of that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do you know where she was located? Did she ever say?
I was assuming she was at home.
Okay, but she didn't say.
I mean, she didn't have a lot of money. She didn't really go out anywhere, so I assumed she was at home.
Okay, but you wouldn't know where in the house she may have been?
No.
Okay, she didn't give you that information. Okay.
Not that I remember. It's possible she said something. I don't really remember, though.
Okay. All right, is there anything else that you think is important for me to know about that phone conversation?
I don't think so.
Does that typically, do you guys talk often? Like in a day's time, like do you guys talk daily?
More than I would like. Normally, anytime I'm calling her, it's to find out if she's actually going to be picking the child up like she's supposed to.
Right.
Like that next morning with me constantly calling.
Right.
She'll call to talk to Lucas, or sometimes when she's drunk, or she wants me to come pick her up because she's scared of George, or any number of different things.
Okay, you're kind of like her call person, like she.
Yeah. It's gotten very old over the last couple of years, so I've started to just kind of ignore what she's saying and just try to get her gone as soon as possible.
Right.
Because honestly, for a long time, I tried to help her out, give her refuge, get away from him, and she just kept bringing him back, and I eventually just gave up on the situation. So.
Right. Okay. All right. Do you promise and swear everything that we have talked about has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. This ends the recording at 16:47 hours.
It's quick. They do that quick. Okay. Actually, just stop my camera. Whoopsie. I don't know what I was doing there. I was like almost exit out of the whole dang studio. Hey, Roro, welcome in. Better late than never. What do you mean, Siggy? For Sarah Boone, you want to play an ongoing video? She's in jail. I don't think they have a ongoing video in the jail for her. An ongoing feed. Let me see. So that was the ex-husband, Brian Boone. Sarah's ex-husband, obviously I just said that in two different ways. He showed up on scene because, of course, Sarah called him, and that's who you call in an emergency, is your ex-husband. When you've unalived your current boyfriend, that's who you call. But she called her ex-husband, and she said, I apparently, hey, Jorge's unalived. Please get over here. There's an emergency. He comes over. He walks in the door. He doesn't make it very far. And then he says he walks back out. He tells her to call the cops. She goes out back, smokes a cigarette while she's waiting, I guess, on the cops to come. Man, that's dirty. It's dirty, Dirty. Man, it's just a dirty way to go. Like to be doing things, Let me see if there's anything else. Here we go. Let's see. What's this? I think this is what I had up earlier, and I didn't read it to you guys. Okay. Okay, this would be good to go over really quick with you guys. This is just going over the trial and what trial start date and all that. Alleged suitcase killer defiant in jail. Well, that's nothing new there. Nothing new there. I do love that picture of Sarah, though. I don't think you can get much better than that. Oh, yeah, the Brian guy. Yeah, he doesn't. See, we're not talking about BHB. We're talking about Sarah Boone. Old Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone, the Florida woman accused of killing her boyfriend by trapping him in a suitcase, is allegedly creating drama inside and outside of the courtroom. Well, I can't believe that. Boone, 46. She's been in jail. I cannot believe she's been in jail for 4 years. It'll be 5 years next February. Can you imagine being just in jail for 5 years, just waiting to go on trial? Just waiting, patiently, I guess, waiting. I don't know. She's waiting. 8 lawyers. 8. She doesn't get another freebie lawyer. If she wants a lawyer, she's got to pay for it out of pocket. And this trial is still going on October the 7th, no matter if she has a lawyer or not. If she has a lawyer the day before, he better hurry and study because they're not postponing it, the judge said. Boone, 46, is facing a second-degree M charge in the 2020 death of her 42-year-old boyfriend, Jorge Torres Jr. She is accused of forcing Torres to get inside of a suitcase at a home in Winter Park, then trapping him inside and refusing to let him out. Now, I don't think she's accused of forcing him in there. She's accused of just not letting him out of there. When she opened the suitcase the next morning, he was dead. Yeah. Over 4 years since her arrest, Boone has yet to go to trial and has gone through 8 lawyers. Several resigned due to irreconcilable differences. In June, Orange County Circuit Judge Michael S. Kranick ruled that Boone had forfeited her right to legal counsel and must represent herself at her upcoming trial. Sorry. Boone is also creating issues for jail staffers, according to newly released inmate behavior notes. The document stated that Boone was informed she had an attorney visit on August 8th. She requested the name of the attorney since no attorney was assigned to her case. Inmate Boone stated that she does not feel comfortable visiting anyone that she does not know because crazy people have been reaching out and scheduling visits with her, claiming to be someone they are not, the document said. I doubt that. Staff told Boone the attorney's name, but he left due to a delay in her response as to whether she would like to meet with him or not. When she had learned that he left, she became upset. Maybe she's right. Maybe it was somebody pretending. Boone said she had met with the lawyer before and he had traveled from Tallahassee to see her. Well, then why were you not wanting to talk to him when he was there? It was explained to inmate Boone that we are not responsible for his departure, the document stated. They're not an airport. They're not. On August 14th, Boone was reprimanded for negative behavior. While Boone was at a hearing that day, jail staff discovered she altered the pants seam of her jail uniform with staples. Boone was granted the right to appear in court without handcuffs the same day. Staff told Boone her altered clothes were considered contraband and she was given a new uniform. According to the document, she was told not to wear the altered uniform prior to her court appearance. More staples and paper cuts were found among Boone's property during a search on August 17th. Stop it with the paper cuts or the paper clips and the staples. You can't have any order in those papers. You got to stack them one way, stack the next pile the opposite way. You know how to do it. During the search, inmate Boone became argumentative and questioning staff why her property was being searched. I explained to inmate Boone that she is subject to search anytime. Inmate was not receptive, the documents read. Sarah, you're in jail. You're not at the Ritz-Carlton. As Boone begins to represent herself, as she has raised concerns about not receiving some of her discovery materials. The behavioral notes detailed discovery materials being shared with Boone. However, on August 16th, she declined to use 3 USB drives and a hard drive because she needed a mental break. Needed a mental break. Dump that big dum-dum. I'd probably do the same too. I'd be making drugs out of the paper. I'm just kidding. I don't even know how to do it. But we heard that earlier. If you weren't here earlier for that, we read that earlier. You can't have paper in jail, except for legal pads, I guess. Boone's trial is expected to begin on August 7th. Kranick said the trial will not be delayed for any reason except by extraordinarily good cause, and such extraordinarily good cause shall not include retention of counsel by the defendant. Just because you get a lawyer doesn't mean, he means if his mama done dies or something, he can't be there. Unforeseen circumstances, like those kind. It's set for October 7th. Yeah. Yeah, E-Curb, I guess they make drugs out of the paper. Or like people do and they send it in. I guess they do in prisons and they send it out. It's crazy they're doing it in the prison and sending it out. How are they getting the stuff to make the drugs? I don't even want to know. Sounds like a party in there. Man. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like a damn party. Well, that's all I have for you forgotten right now. I think that okay, I have some stuff I'm going to show you tomorrow, I think during the day if I have time. I have to go to the dentist at 1 p.m. crazy thing happened. They put, my cap on my tooth. It was a temporary because they make it in a lab, I guess. I've never had anything so fancy. Like when I had my root canal done the first time, they just molded a cap right there in the dentist office, and that's what they gave me, and it's worked just fine for all these years. I mean, never didn't have a problem with it. It was good. But they wanted to recap it. And so when they recap it, they actually have a lab make the cap, I guess. It's like a lot more nicer and sturdier and just like better. And so this one that they gave me, or this one they put in, this temporary, I chipped it. I chipped it good. I texted her today. I texted the student. And I was like, hey, Annika, girl, please get me in. So she's got me in tomorrow at 1. Thank goodness. You got a long shift tomorrow, Renee? I feel like I have a long shift since I have to go to Columbus. I live about an hour and a half, a little over outside of there. So it's a little bit of a drive, It's a little bit of a drive. If I had like some sort of like camera that was mounted, like it was like a real camera, like it wasn't like a phone where I'd have to look at it or anything, I would take you guys along for the ride if it was like a GoPro or something to where I could just it would just sit there and I could just drive. But then I might be distracted. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be distracted. You never want to be distracted, do you? And I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. I do appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out, and, listening to the case about Sarah Boone. She's nuts. You'd rather work than the dentist, Renee. It's so funny because my dental student, she's like, she was telling this other girl that I was the best. She's like, she's the best patient I have. She's like, I literally took her caps off and didn't even give her an anesthetic. And she was like, I'm fine. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I fell asleep one time at the dentist. Now, I don't like the dentist. I hate it. I hate the feeling. I hate the sensory issues they could be, it depends on the day. One day I could fall asleep at the dentist. The next day I could be having a panic attack at the dentist. Just them like even coming near me, it just depends on the day. Yes, she was arrested. We have her. Railroad, did you hear? I don't know. I heard she was just taking a vacation at the jail. No. But I heard she got out and I heard she did do a video. So wow, And then she privated it. But it looks like we may have it. So don't you guys worry. Don't you worry. I'll find it. I'll find it. I find everything. Sarah Boone's crazier than those who shall rename unnamed. The one that shall remain unnamed or, unspoken about, she's been off the platform for a while. You're going to usually be hate shots. I'm good. I'm good with all this stuff. I think it's because I was used to it being in the hospital. They take my blood like every other night, like 4 a.m. It was to the point where I just put my arm outside the bed. Just, here you go. Just take it. So Boone starting October 7th. So soon. We just heard about the ex-husband. We heard about a brother tonight. Wow. She's putting staples in her clothing. Wants to be unshackled, unchained when she's in the courthouse, which she's allowed. That they said okay. Why do I feel like Richard Allen is the same date? When is Richard? October 14th. But there's no cameras in there, so I hate that so much. I'm just reading the chat. The dentist is great. Oh, your dentist is? Oh, I love Annika. When she graduates, I'm gonna be so sad. She's got to get me all fixed up before she graduates. And now, okay, so when she fixed my tooth, the first one that she did, when I came home, I looked in the mirror and I almost cried because it was just something that bothered me and no one noticed it. It wasn't like something that was like bad, but it was just something that it was something that, that didn't make me feel very good when I smiled. And so I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh. And I just almost cried because I was so overwhelmed. And I texted her and I told her thank you. And so the next time I was in there, she's like, you make me want to do a really, really, really good job. She's like, I can't mess up. So when I text her and I said I broke, my tooth off, she was like so sad. You could tell. And I was like, it's perfectly fine. I'm good. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not upset or anything. It happens, I'm just glad, she was able to get me in. Tomorrow's National Webmistress Day and National Cherry Popsicle Day. Oh, look at that. So I'm gonna jump off here. Oh yeah, I don't like the needles. Yeah, I don't like them because of the metal and the scarring in my mouth from all the procedures. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm cool with not getting the shots, but I just breathe a lot. If you just breathe through your nose, just keep breathing. It really does help with the pain. I promise you, it really does. But I do appreciate you guys being here. I will be back tomorrow night at 9:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might be back tomorrow during the day. I do have to go to the dentist, so I may come on, in the morning, or I may come on in the afternoon. But just make sure your alerts are set. Yeah, 6 months tomorrow for Sebastian, guys. Yeah, man, did they really, Siggy? Oh my gosh. Well, they'd have to be a member of the channel if they saw the live, but if they saw the live, she'd be back in jail if they called the cops. You know what I mean? She does need to log off and reflect. She was in there for 22 hours. That's no time. She's probably out here acting like she's been on Skid Row her whole life, like she said, when she's lived in Florida her whole life. Very funny. How am I going to know who's on Betty's page? I don't know who's on Betty's page. But I will find. But I do know one person that's a member. They're playing her live right now. There was people that were willing to pay the money to watch it, and I was not willing to be one of those people. So, man, you heard she has a new channel. Well, she does have the other channel, her backup channel. I guess you would call it a backup channel. It's called Crime, like Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories or something. Yeah, let's see. Okay, here's this. And let's go see if she's done anything over there. Nothing over there. Yeah, nothing over there. But she does have Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. I don't know if that's the channel you're thinking of, but she has that second channel, so. Oh, the J remember. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. What was that one called? Crime something? Man. Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I'm going to get some sleep and get my stuff ready for tomorrow because I have to wake up super early because I have to, drop Vincent off at work. And I'm not a morning person, y'all. Like Vincent had to get me up last time, and I think I fought with him like when you're like not like fought, but like you fight your sleep, like you're fighting to wake up. And then like I probably said I don't want to go to school or something. I think it was like one of those because it was crazy. Oh, peanut butter, I hope you get it worked out. Don't they say oatmeal will help? I don't know. But I bet you there's a home remedy that you could Google. You could probably Google. But thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Have a wonderful night. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.